Okay, now in chapter 5, we have project planning. And here, this applies to everything. It could apply to your burger. In our case, we'll just do a little simple building of a house or building of a product. This applies to everything. In fact, I was trying to get you to do this with your burger project, where we want to minimize the time it takes to build a burger, just like we would, without sacrificing quality, just like we'd want to deliver a quality house in the least amount of time needed. If we do a little planning and map things out, then we can find out where we need to speed up if needed. So here we have a project, in our case here, defined as a temporary endeavor to create something, and it has a clear beginning and ending. We hope it has a clear ending and a clear beginning. And we're going to use this activity on node scheme here, where the circles represent activities and time and precedence relationships. Now, precedence relationships means that we can't do one thing until we do another. We can't put the burger patty on the bun until we cook it. You know, we don't want to put the cheese on the patty until it's almost done. You wouldn't want to put the cheese on the raw patty, would you? In this case, we have A2 and a B1. Now, all of this sounds complicated, but I've made it as simple as possible. Activity A, which takes 2, which could be weeks or hours or minutes or seconds. In this case, we'll just go with weeks. Activity A must be completed before activity B can begin. So we have to do activity A, which is scheduled currently for 2 weeks, and then we can start activity B. Now, things usually aren't that simple. So we have here a situation where we have A, we have to finish A, and then once we finish A, we can start B and C. Now, to give some meaning to these letters, and I can't do a whole house here, but if we were to make a house, first we might dig the footing, the perimeter, dig it out so we can put in a footing. So activity A is dig the footing. Activity B, once we can't fill it in until we dig it, right? We dig the footing, and then after we've done that, then we can fill in the footing, which should take 1 week. And at the same time, we can be filling in the center of the foundation to get a good head start on that. And then we might, after we've done these two things, B and C, then we can do D. And D would be plumbing, for example. And once we finish the plumbing, then we can pour the foundation. You wouldn't want to have your foundation, concrete, smoothed all out, and you have no pipes. You want the pipes in there. And then, once we've done the plumbing, the pipes, D4, then we can pour the foundation in, which is E, which takes 3 weeks, or days, whatever. And then once we finish E, then we can start building the outer walls, which is F. And at the same time, just like here, at the same time, we can be doing G, which is to build the interior walls. And then after we finish the walls, then we can put on the roof. So when we add all of this up, we look at this and we see we have 2 paths going on. It makes it easy that these 2 activities are the same amount of time. They're only 2 weeks each. But here we have this path, and we have basically this path. So actually there would be another path if these weren't the same. So if we add up A takes 2 weeks, B takes 1 week, D takes 4, E takes 3 weeks, F takes 2 weeks, and H takes 1 week. Then we get a total of 13 weeks, I hope. A2, B1, D4, E3, F2, H1. So it takes, in this case, with that path, to get to the end, it takes 13 weeks. But we have this other path, and you notice that B is 1 week and C is 2 weeks. So our second path is A2, A, and then we do the C, D4, E3, G2, F2, and H1. So we're making it easy on ourselves here. But the problem is this one right here. So what we're looking for is the critical path. The critical path is the longest path, and any delay on this delays the entire project. We're used to having projects delayed. The hospital that was supposed to take, a year took 3 years. They weren't paying attention. They weren't organized. So we have the concept of the critical path, the longest path. Any delay on the longest path means a delay in the whole project. So we have to be very careful with this, actually these two, and that. And then we have this B1. If B1 is delayed by 1 week and it becomes a 2, the project has not been delayed. So B is not really our priority. It can go over a little bit and the whole project is not going to be delayed. Now we have the concept of crashing, where we speed up an activity so we can finish early. Now see, if we take this C2, which was fill in the center of the foundation, if we take that, must be a big place, right? And we can add, maybe go out and buy a few more wheelbarrows, hire a few more people. Then we can take this C2 and make it a C1, which means this is a C1, which brings our project down to 13 weeks. Actually now we have 2 critical paths because each path is the same, 13 weeks. A, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we've shortened our 14-week project and made it 13 weeks. Now why would we want to do this? We want to make sure we're on time. We might get fined. Some contracts say if you're a week late, hey, that's $1,000. They might even have an incentive to finish early. For every week early you speed the project up, we'll give you $1,000 incentive to finish early. So then if we can trim this, say D4, and make that 3 weeks, and in this case, if it's less than $1,000, we're doing all right. We're making more money. If you look at total quality management, this can get you into trouble because if you speed things up, then the concrete's not, this, and things aren't done right. So the assumption is we're going to do things right. We're just going to speed them up. So there we go. We have activities, they have times, and the next activities can't start until we finish this. That's the precedent relationship. A has to be done before we start B and C. B and C have to be done before we start D. So you could do this with your burgers, you could do it with a house, most anything. Cleaning up the house, actually. So there we go. We need to watch this critical path because if any delay happens, oh shucks, man, something went wrong. That goes to 5, now we're at 15 weeks on both, 2 critical paths. That's gonna be a bummer. And it's gonna cost us and our customers aren't gonna like it. You know, this could easily be done for a restaurant. Getting things in order, getting the food prepared as quickly as possible. Like in your case with the burgers, some of you are cooking your burgers for like 6 minutes. Maybe with your system, it takes 6 minutes. I think I could put a burger out in the sun on a hot day and cook it faster than 6 minutes. In my case, the cooking of the burger was only like a minute because I was using a little bit more oil, and that thing went and before you know it, the thing that was holding me back was putting the toppings on the burger, not the patty. But if you think McDonald's doesn't try to speed up that burger, getting it done quicker. So you could do that for your burger. And you need to do it for your final project. Okay, I hope that's clear. We have activities. The longest path is the critical path. Crashing is speeding it up. It does, it really would do no good to turn that into a 1 because we still have to wait for that to be done. Unless we can turn that into a 1 too, now we've actually made some progress. And we've speeded up our project. So there it is. Scheduling, project planning in a nutshell.